What you're seeing is the leftist collegiate destruction of Columbia's halls, the smashing of windows, the egging on of anti-Semitic rhetoric that is happening throughout the nation on college campuses, primarily in blue jurisdictions, showing you the fractioning of the left, the division between them, with the communists agitating and using this cause du jour, the Palestinian cause, as the reason to destroy, to call out their hatred. Check out what happened in California as one example.
Fuck it. You're just a white person. You're a white person. Get out. We don't like white people. Oh. Free Palestine!
Have you noticed that all of these leftists are profoundly ugly? I mean that as an observation, and the question is why. I do believe that these causes unite them and give them something to fight against, that they're able to express their internal misery. This fractioning of humanity into these causes, left, right, it's the identity, it's the ego that comes out to play that divides us. When we see ourselves as separate from another, which we all do, the more that this barrier exists, the more that we separate each individual based on their religion, based on their skin color, based on their political affiliation, the less we are able to unite, to have a good time, to realize that the truth is that in the long run, we don't matter. These causes don't matter. Nothing really matters. And that's not really a nihilistic way to view the world. This is merely a way to entertain the possibilities of the world and to be free of the restrictions that our ego has in place about our inevitable demise into nothingness, or our lack of success in life mattering. And it allows us to free ourselves from these constraints and go out and attempt things with wild abandon, as Elon Musk does, which is what I wish for all of you. Unfortunately, these individuals on these college campuses are so divided and have it inculcated into their minds that they are part of resistance and that they are fighting for this left-wing cause. And all this has been brought about by the intention of, say, China and Russia, which Yuri Bezmenov described in a 1983 speech where he told about the ideological subversion of America, that the best way to defeat America was not with guns and bullets, because nobody really can, but rather to get America to tear itself apart from within. And that's what we're seeing take place, the manifestation of all of these elements that they put into place, that these people that have this tremendous ego that feel that they have to shape the world in the best image that they can think of and have power and control, and this gives their life meaning. And now we are seeing the fruits of their labor, the long march through the institutions. And the question that I have for you guys is, what do you think should happen now? Do you think that we should allow this fire to burn and not throw them a lifeline, and allow the institutions not to have the fire put out by force, by the governor saying, police, you go into Columbia University and you shut this down right now, but rather to let this fire absolutely burn down the left? Please remember that it was these Ivy League colleges like Columbia that recruited these anti-American, anti-West professors, the Marxism that they have inculcated. And of course, this might have been by design, but now the whale, as Jordan Peterson might say, the carcass is rotten. And now you have the scavengers that are coming to pick it apart, because it still has some value. But should we let just this whale carcass burn itself down? Why should we do anything? I mean, would this be better for America in the long run? Or should we immediately send in the cops and say, that is enough? As Ronald Reagan says here,
those people told you for days in advance that if the university sought to go ahead with that construction, they were going to physically destroy the university. Why did you
negotiate many times?
Negotiate? What is to negotiate? What is?
The university is a public institution.
That's
it's
right.
But
the university,
its own community and for the community of Berkeley that live around it.
All of it began the first time some of you who know better and are old enough to know better let young people think that they had the right to choose the laws they would obey as long as they were doing it in the name of social protest.
I'm sick and tired of the argument about whether some effort to enforce law and order is going to escalate anything at all. Plain truth of the matter is this has to stop, and it has to stop like the day before yesterday.
I would like to propose that the issue is that on the campuses, you who are adults, you who are entrusted with those young people and their guidance, have a responsibility to make it plain to them from the very beginning that you yourselves do not tolerate the kind of conduct that has led to the burning of Wheeler Hall, that has led to 2 murders on the campus of UCLA.
You created an atmosphere on the campus where no one wants to listen. No,
you are a liar.
the best time to have stopped this is yesterday. But since we didn't, would it be better to allow this just to burn down and from the ashes? When people go around and sift through them, they will realize how rotten their ideology is, hopefully. At least you are burning down the institutions, metaphorically, of course, that have advanced these Marxist and leftist causes. I'm, as Chris Rufo on Twitter says, not really ready to throw them a lifeline. Not really ready necessarily in a leftist jurisdiction like New York City to have the police forcibly go in there if the institution does not actively call for it, which they are not. They are already making deals with the protesters, these virulent anti-Semitic monsters that they have created based on the ideology that they have allowed to fester. What are your guys' thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Peace.